السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So we live in an iWorld, surrounded by iPhones, iPads, U-Space, YouTube. The focus is very clear. Me, my, I. One needs not look very far to see this obsession with the self. In order to sell, advertisers must appeal to the ego. For example, many ads appeal to this part of ourselves that loves power and being in charge. For example, DirecTV tells you, don't watch TV, direct TV. Yogurtland says, you rule. Welcome to the land of endless yogurt possibilities where you rule the portions, the choices, and the scene. But advertisers aren't the only ones who appeal to our ego. There is a global phenomenon that provides a breeding ground and platform for that very ego, and it's called Facebook. Now, I'll be the first to assert that Facebook can be a powerful tool for good. It is, like many other things, what you make of it. A knife can be used to cut food, or it can be used to kill someone. Facebook can be used for great good. After all, it was Facebook that helped facilitate the toppling of a dictator in Egypt. Facebook can be used as a powerful tool to organize, call, remind, and unite. Facebook can also be used to strengthen our connection with God and to each other. Or Facebook can be used to strengthen the hold of our nafs, our lower self and ego. The Facebook phenomenon is an interesting one. In each and every one of us is an ego. It's the part of ourselves that must be suppressed if we're to avoid the fate of Anakin, who turned to the dark side. The danger of feeding the ego is that as the ego is fed, it becomes strong. When it becomes strong, it begins to rule us. Soon we're no longer in control, and we're no longer slaves to God. We become slaves to our own selves. The ego is the part of ourselves that loves power. It's the part that loves to be seen, recognized, praised, and adored. Facebook provides a powerful platform for this. It provides a platform by which every word, picture, or thought that I have can be seen, praised, liked. As a result, I begin to seek this. But then it doesn't just stay in the cyber world. I begin even to live my life with this visibility in mind. Suddenly, I live every experience, every photo, every thought as if it's being watched. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'll put it on Facebook. This creates a very interesting state of being, almost a constant sense that I'm living my life on display. I become ever conscious of being watched because everything can be put on Facebook or Twitter for others to see and comment on. More importantly, it creates a false sense of self-importance, where every insignificant move I make is of international importance. Soon I become the focus, the one on display. The message is, I am so important, my life is so important, every move I make is so important. The result becomes an even stronger, me-focused world, where I am at the center. As it turns out, this result is diametrically opposed to the reality of existence. The goal of this life is actually to realize the truth of God's greatness and my own insignificance and need before Him. The goal is to take myself out of the center and put Him there instead. But Facebook perpetuates the illusion of the exact opposite. It strengthens my belief that because of my own importance, every insignificant and inconsequential move or thought should be on display. Suddenly, what I ate for breakfast or bought at the grocery store is news important enough to publish. When I put up a picture, I wait for compliments. Physical beauty becomes something that can now be quantified. When I put up a post, I wait for it to be liked. And I am ever conscious of and even compete in the number of likes and friends that I have. Some people don't even know a majority of the people who they call friends on Facebook. This preoccupation and rivalry to acquire more is mentioned in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, 𝐁𝐿𝐻𝐒𝐒𝐒. The mutual rivalry for piling up worldly goods has preoccupied you. Whether that rivalry is in piling up wealth, or friends, or likes on Facebook, the result is the same. We have become preoccupied by it. Facebook also strengthens another dangerous focus, the focus on other people, what they're doing, what they like, what they think of me. Facebook feeds the preoccupation with others' assessment of us. Soon I enter the orbit of the creation. Inside that orbit, my definitions, my pain, my happiness, my self-worth, my success, and my failure is determined by the creation. When I live in that orbit, I rise and fall with the creation. When the people are happy with me, I'm up. When they're not, I fall. Where I stand is defined by the people. I'm like a prisoner because I have given up the keys to my happiness, sadness, fulfillment, and disappointment to the people to hold. Once I enter and live in the orbit of the creation, rather than the orbit of God, I begin to use that currency. See, the currency of God is His pleasure and His displeasure, His reward and His punishment. But the currency of the orbit of the creation is the praise and criticism of the people. So as I enter deeper and deeper into that orbit, I covet more and more of that currency, and I fear more and more of its loss. While I'm playing Monopoly, for example, I covet more and more of its currency. And it feels really great to be rich in Monopoly for a moment. But when the game is over, what can I really buy in the real world with Monopoly money? The human currency of praise is just like Monopoly money. It feels great for a moment to collect, but when the game is over, it's worthless. In the reality of this life and the next, it's worthless. And yet, I even covet this false currency in my worship. In this way, I fall victim to the hidden shirk, which is riya, showing off in worship. Riya is a consequence of living in the orbit of the creation. The deeper and deeper I enter into this orbit, the more I become consumed with gaining human praise, approval, and recognition. The more I enter that orbit, the more I fear loss. Loss of face, loss of status, loss of praise, loss of approval. But the more I fear the people, the more I become enslaved. True freedom only comes when I let go of the fear of anything or anyone other than God. In a profound hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said to a man who came to him and asked, "O Messenger of God, direct me to an act which if I do, God will love me and the people will love me." And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Detach yourself from the world and God will love you. Detach yourself from what is with the people and the people will love you." Ironically, the less we chase after the approval and love of the people, the more we gain it. The less needy we are of others, the more people are drawn to us and actually seek our company. This hadith teaches us a profound truth. Only by breaking out of the orbit of the creation can we succeed with both God and the people. So while Facebook is indeed a powerful tool, let it be a tool of your freedom, not a tool of your servitude to yourself or to the assessment of others. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم إنه غفور رحيم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.